Hello, welcome to the first video in a series, hopefully a very long series on physics. This is going to be my journey as an electrical engineering student, my journey throughout physics and everything it encompasses, such as, of course, I do electrical engineering, so I'll be doing electrodynamics and whatnot, but I will also be studying a lot of general physics, as I wrote here, as well as mechanics and things that don't necessarily have anything to do with my major. I will mostly talk about books and what I learned from them. I love collecting books, so of course this is what you're going to mainly see on the channel, such as reviews, or sometimes if I feel very confident, maybe me solving some problems from said books. I have in front of me a very small pile of physics textbooks that I'm going to present to you. I have them written over here. They are very good from what I understand. Some of them I've been through, some of them I have just received. Me being a first semester student, I don't generally have a lot of books on physics, mostly what I got because of very good deals and such, but I will also be making updates about what books I buy in the future. The first one that I want to talk about is this one, Schaum's Outlines, Physics for Engineering and Science, from Dr. Michael E. Brown. This is a book with a lot of practice problems with solutions, as well as many other problems that don't have solutions. The solved problems are very good examples, but I also really enjoy the not solved problems. I find them okay. I find the way they explain the theory in the books. Of course, I haven't finished it, but what I've done already, a couple of chapters from the beginning, they explain the theoretical part really well, and the exercises are well structured, and they actually help you master the theory that is presented beforehand. The people from Schaum's Outlines also have problem-solving videos online, as well as an app and the website that I know. It has concise explanations of all course concepts, explanations with an abundant illustrative examples. I also love the fact that, I will also show you inside, you have many drawings depending on the chapter. You have beautiful in general page structure. You have a lot of equations. I'm actually getting a little bit scared. I'm getting cold feet because I opened at like page 137. This is with linear algebra, something I don't really get along with. I will mention the fact that even though I am not struggling on mathematics, it is not something that I love doing every day, and only some parts of mathematics I do enjoy learning about, but most of them, such as linear algebra, on which I have some books, I absolutely hate. And the fact that linear algebra is one of the most important chapters in mathematics to know if you want to do physics on a higher level, that thing is just in my nightmares. This book can be used with these courses: Principles of Physics, Elements of Physics, Introductory College Physics, General Physics, and Physics for Engineering, as they say in the title. I am using it for engineering, but as in for my major, but I also use it for science, for my own knowledge, because I simply want to learn more physics. This is not a very thick book, something like 400 and something pages, so it's pretty alright. The next book I want to talk about is Halliday. It's much bigger, much heavier. This is the first edition. I am a first semester student at the University of Stuttgart in Germany, so this book, along with many others that I have over here, are in German. However, from what I understand, Halliday did not write in German, he wrote in English, or this book was originally written in English, or at least any other language than German. This is the first edition. This one is 2003. I got a very cheap used copy on eBay for like €5 or something. Pretty rundown. The spine is a little bit torn and is not in the best of shapes, as you can see over there and over here as well. However, inside looks alright. There are a lot of examples, a lot of problems, and I like that there are a lot of colored things in the book, such as illustrations, as you can see over there. It's really fun, looks really fun. As you can see, this book was written by Halliday, Resnick, and Walker. And together with this, because this is such a big book, it does have some problems inside, actually a lot of problems. So that is why I also bought this complementary book. These are 880 solutions to the problems inside of the textbook. However, something which is, well, I knew that most textbooks do this, but you can see here it starts with exercise 1 and then it goes to exercise 3 because it only has the odd numbered problems. Of course, and at the end, if like there are an even number of problems, you will have an even numbered problem, but that is something to keep in mind. That is something that I do not really enjoy, because maybe I don't know one of the even numbered problems, how to solve it, and then I will have to rely probably on an AI to help me understand it. In any case, that is also why I have the textbook and something supplementary, because I want to understand more. So it's basically okay, but I am not really okay with that. It's also written by the same authors, and it is much lighter and much thinner, as you can see. Okay, this is a very great book from what I understand, a very good textbook, and it also has its own exercise book for Halliday physics, for engineering and natural sciences. This is also in German. This is unfortunately not owned by me. It is from the University of Stuttgart's library. I borrowed it for a bit of time. I will send it back until I will actually need it, because I just wanted to take a look inside what it has, what it does not have. It has new problems and it has new solutions, so that is something that I'm really looking forward to. This one is actually, I think, made for the 3rd edition of the Halliday physics textbook. Since I don't have that, I don't know how it's going to fare, but looks okay to me. There are new problems anyway, so it looks fine, seems fine. Okay, next, if I actually get to lift this book up, we have finished the part of physics, of general physics. I wrote physics here, but it's general physics. Next we go to mechanics. I wanted to go to another to do another major, and I actually started it, but I changed my mind. I realized maybe I want to do electrotechnic, as in electrical engineering, and until now I am really happy with the decision, especially because of how the automotive market in Germany is doing. Like Porsche went down more than 95% year to date, so I am quite happy with my decision. However, I do still have some books left from when I did I think it was Automotive Engineering, translated in English, and I did Technical Mechanic. These ones are 2 books. This one is a textbook from B. Assmann, Mechanical and Technical Mechanics. It has a little bit of water damage, unfortunately, but I got this for €2, like €1.80 with free shipping on eBay, and it's a very good book. It's a very good textbook, and I learned a bit from it. It is very rundown, I have to say though. This one is a book of exercises collection of exercises on technical mechanics. It's really short, but it's really sweet. This is a collection that I do really enjoy. It has many problems, it has multiple solutions, and most importantly, in the beginning of every chapter, at least on electrical engineering, it is like this. Also, this is like the 17th edition, so very edited. You should have at the beginning of every chapter some kind of review of all the formulas. I will show you in just a second. So you have multiple formulas, you have all kinds of stuff. Okay, I will show you in the electrical engineering book because that one is better. This one is written by Alfred Böge and Walter Schlemmer. These are German people, by the way, if you did not yet realize. Okay, this was mechanics. Actually, technical mechanics are the only kind of books that I have in this category. Next, I have electrical engineering, and here I have 5 books. However, 4 of them are in a series. They're all written by Georg Bosse. It's basically introduction or like base level knowledge on electrical engineering. This one is on the electrostatic field and the electrical current. This one is on the magnetic field and electromagnetic induction. This one I don't actually know how to translate that well into English, and this one as well. There are 4 books, not really that thick. They don't have problems. That is one of my problems with it. They're a little bit older, but they're really good from what I understand, very thorough. Older textbooks do seem to be more serious in the way that they teach. I don't think they're normal textbooks. I have never seen them used by anyone, and I didn't even find them in the university library. That is also one of the main reasons why I bought this short collection. I think there are multiple volumes on this. It also bugs me a lot that they have different colored spines and the text is not aligning on all of them. But oh well, I guess something like €4 or €5 can't be argued with here, especially because they're in pristine condition and they're actually good textbooks, or not textbooks but books. Here I have one of my favorite books in my collection, in our collection. This one is also in the same series as the other one I mentioned. It's a collection of exercises and problems on electrical engineering. It's also a little bit older, and this one is my favorite problems book so far. Why? Because you can see I do have in the beginning of every chapter some form of review with, very importantly, all of these drawings and schematics. This is really important in electrical engineering. It is my favorite chapter of physics, and of course that is why I chose my my major. I worked a little bit from this one and seems lovely so far. I really recommend it for all students that want to do electrical engineering in Germany, or at least in German. I don't think it's translated into English though. The last book I want to talk about, or no, the second last book I want to talk about is this one. This one is what in German we call a script. So basically it's like the script of the professor, what he's going to teach during this particular semester, or in this case the first and the second semesters. The name of the professor is Professor Dr. Engineer Norbert Frühauf. This guy is really sweet, and his lectures are pretty interesting. I will have to say that I don't know him that well, but he explains in a very engaging way, and the way he has written this book is actually really interesting. As you can see, I haven't gotten very far because the year just started, the semester just started, but you have multiple parts where you actually have to complete the book yourself. As you can see here, you have empty spaces in multiple places of the book, actually, like even the theory this script is not complete. You have to partake in the lectures so that you can find out the complete version of the script, so that you can actually prepare yourself for the exam. That is something really interesting. Look, like here, for example, he left us blank spaces to complete it. You can do it yourself, but it seems like such a fun and novel idea. The guy is a little bit older, but he does not seem to be one of the typical old professors, more like the very kind and gentle old professors, if you get what I mean. The last book I have to talk about is on microelectronics. Of course, as an electrical engineering student, I do have to do microelectronics or semiconductor electronics. This is a very, very old book written by Robert Müller. This is the 5th edition, and it was, I think, in 1980 something. I do have it written somewhere here around, something like that. So first edition was 1971, and this exact edition is 1987. Imagine 1960 means the invention of the semiconductor. So this is pretty old. However, it's a really good book. This one was also borrowed from the university library, as you can see here. So there are a bit of annotations. Some students simply don't have any form of respect for these books. However, it's not anything done with the highlighter. Actually, I think in the beginning there was something done with the highlighter. Yeah, as you can see. Yeah, no form of respect whatsoever. Even in the books that I buy, second-hand or first-hand, I only do very small annotations with my pencil, and I don't press so that I can very easily erase it afterwards. Not necessarily because I might sell the book afterwards, but simply out of respect. Yeah, however, the annotations that the person did, I have to say, are pretty good, and a little bit of respect for him or her for that. The book is really nice. Seems okay, not really thick. Of course, in 1971 you didn't have a lot of things to talk about on microelectronics. Still, looks like a really fun book. However, the language is very, very complicated. The book is very verbose, and it's going to be quite difficult to get through this one. These have been the books that I wanted to talk about on my journey through physics. As you can see, most of it is electrical engineering, but I am trying to compensate that with general physics or other chapters of physics like mechanics, so that I can, broaden my horizons in my journey in physics. I will try to finish the book on Schaum's outlines first, like the Schaum's outlines on physics first, because it's really good for introducing new concepts from what I understand, and it's not really that difficult to understand, as well as most of the things don't go in the subject that deep. It's not really such a serious book as a normal textbook. I don't think Schaum's outlines is considered a textbook. However, I do really like it. I write everything on paper. I have here a little bit of what I have left of a notebook, but most of it I write with a pen and paper, with fountain pens. I find that the best way to do physics, especially I have here multiple pens. This one is a very thick fountain pen that I wrote this part with, because with thicker fountain pens I find it easier to write, well, not necessarily more beautiful, because you can't call this beautiful, but at least a little bit more readable. This one is my favorite pen for physics and mathematics. It has a hidden nib, so it's very short and also very, very thin, and I find it very satisfying to write with. It has a lot of feedback, of course, but I find that very satisfying as well. The sound doesn't really affect me that much, and I do fill all of my pens with ink using converters and pistons. So that is something that I really like. I also like mechanical pencils. However, I don't really enjoy them that much. The automatically what was it called? This one, the Gripmatic from Faber-Castell. This one is really fun to use. I discovered it this week or last week, and it has a feature in which you don't ever have to press on this button, like ever, other than the first time you press on it, because it automatically sends the lead out as you write. So actually I have only pressed 2 days ago, and I have written multiple pages, like 8 or 9 pages with it. I try to write with most of my inked pens simultaneously so that none of them get any sort of damage, but writing with this has been until now very satisfying, and it was also very cheap. In Germany it's I think it was something like 3 to 4 euros. In the USA, from what I understand, it's $4 to $5, and in Great Britain it's something like 2 to 3 pounds, or at least it was when I checked. This was from an older source. But these have been the books. I will also try to do many problems from these books, especially from Schaum's outlines. I mostly do the exercises because most of the first part I have already done in high school. My high school was very serious on mathematics and physics, and actually back in high school, which was a couple years ago, I really loved coming back home and just opening up the problems book that we had, somewhat mandatory on physics, and I used to do thermodynamics or mechanics, or especially electrical circuits, simple circuits for direct current or alternative current. Both of them were really fun. After that, when we moved on to quantum mechanics and more modern physics, my passion for it kind of dwindled a little bit. However, I do still find it very interesting, very fun, and don't intend to say in any way, shape or form that I am good in physics, but I do have to say that it is a great passion of mine, and my goal is being able to understand as much physics as possible, be it in German, in English, or whatever other language I have to learn. And one day I hope to become something like a physics teacher or professor, high school or university. Both of them seem really fun. As a professor or a lecturer at a university, I would have to teach exactly the subjects that interest me the most, such as microelectronics maybe, or electrical engineering, or mechanics, or modern physics, I don't know. But as a high school teacher, I would have to teach every semester something else, something new, something which excites the children. And it is something that I find really interesting, and I would really love to do something like this. Even in high school, I used to tutor most of my friends, most of my classmates, who were admittedly not as good as me in physics. I was not one of the best either, but I really enjoyed learning, and I also enjoyed teaching them whatever little I knew. Also, of course, I passed the class with very good grades, but it is something that is just a consequence of my passion for it. It's not something that I strived actively to do. Just learning it for the sake of learning it is what makes me happy. This has been the video. I hope you liked it. I hope you will take notice of my journey in physics. If you did study physics as a major, or maybe even electrical engineering or mechanical engineering or whatever, please do send me some messages in the comments with tips or tricks, and especially with books, be it in English or German or whatever you want. Books that I can use to learn better. There are many books that I want to buy in the future. For example, the Survey and Jewett book on physics for scientists and engineering, or many other books on electrical engineering or microelectronics. most of them in German, but also in English. And after that, of course, when I finish my bachelor's, I want to start doing the Landau and Lifshitz textbooks on physics, on graduate level physics. And after that, the road goes ever on and on. I hope you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.